Tuesday. So this is a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning. Things are just a little different. The music is different. The times are different, but it's still the same great show. And I'm here with the best producer in television. Aaron, how are you?
Hello, I am doing good.
So
finally.
Aaron, the people are in the comments saying we need to get you on the camera.
Oh, y'all, why y'all want to do that? I'm already, I be trying my best, fighting for my life to get here at 10:30. If I now have to be on camera.
They want you on camera.
Right now, I have on a turban.
It's a cute turban, though.
It is a cute turban, but I have on a turban.
You're wearing a very cute outfit. Crocs
yes.
and all. Both of us are in Crocs.
We are both in Crocs. But you know what? I might entertain putting like a webcam in front of me. Maybe.
I don't even know if I think you should just be like on the camera. We're in a studio. We've got all the cameras here. I don't think you should. I think you should sit right there because I need you there. But the people want to see your beautiful face.
Oh, yes. Well, you know what? I will entertain that at some point.
The fun fact, even though I'm the person on camera, he's the one makes all the decisions around here. So
I mean, do I make all the decisions?
You make most of them.
I do. I have strong opinions and that are backed by data and facts and stuff.
That's you Ariesing or ADHD. I don't know if it's Aries, ADHD, or
it's
what.
The whole pot just mixed in.
It's all mixed in. How's your weekend been?
Child, this weekend I was in the bed. Funny enough, Thursday show I was fighting for my life last week.
We don't need to talk about why.
Right.
I know why. We don't need to talk about why. But just know that it was self-induced.
Right? Self-induced fighting for my life.
Self-induced trauma.
I am finally over that.
I'm so glad.
But even this morning, like, oh my God. I'll tell you, I went to work out this morning and I knew don't push yourself too hard because I hadn't worked out pretty much since Thursday. And
because of you've been feeling under the weather?
Yes. And so like now I'm back. Child, I had a little reprise. And so I'm feeling better, although I haven't eaten breakfast today. Where's my granola bar?
He said we go through it. This is what happens when you have like an ADHD host with an ADHD producer, and we both on in this ADHD, all the ADHD things that we're doing. It's great. So last week we talked about Carlos King, and we had some technical issues. The show was broken up into two pieces, and it was just a thing. Hey, what you know, Joe? Good morning, Jay. I informed Carlos yesterday during his podcast. Oh, you know Carlos King?
Our viewers look.
It's funny because I talk back to the chat as if y'all can respond back to me, so I'll be listening. But clearly, I would love to see Aaron and his grandma auntie turban. He is not. His turban is very chic because he's wearing a very cute fit. I'll describe it to you. He's wearing this black Gucci inspired polo that's got tan stripes. And it's a tan color, like a camel with black everywhere else. And his Crocs are camel color. Like, it's a very cute fit.
Yeah, it's cute.
And he's muting and unmuting because he is over there eating. As this is a very laid back atmosphere here on Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning. I am excited about everything that's happening. I will tell you, I got some, when we get to church announcements, I got some things I need to get off my chest. Now, I just know he loves Africans. I am African.
Mm-hmm.
I am African. Kenya. That is why my last name is so interesting. One day I'll tell y'all. I mean, I think I've said it on the show a couple times what my last name is. But yeah, I am African. If you want to come on and, chop it up with an African, I know one. And he's chocolatey and attractive. Are you ready for some church announcements, Aaron?
Yes. Hold on one second. Okay, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Teammates, this was an eventful week. Can I make that go away? This was an eventful week. So I just got back from Houston for BQAF, the Black Queer Advancement Festival, but we know what BQAF means. Like it officially on paper is the Black Queer Advancement Festival. But if I say it's BQAF, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, let me know in the comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And so a friend of mine, Ian Haddock, and their organization, the Normal Anomaly Initiative, they put on the BQAF Music Festival every year during the first weekend in May, and I went and had so much fun. JT was the headliner because JT coming, and then I was posting because I am Jay the Gentleman, so it's like JT, you get it? I'm JT as well.
Mm-hmm.
JT coming.
We see you. We see you.
It was a thing. My best friend is the biggest Seven Deep fan. Seven Deep was one of the performers. Eli Liberty, who has been on the show, he performed at BQAF. It was a vibe. Okay. It was really a vibe. I enjoyed myself.
I'm sad my stomach issues kept me from them.
Because you are from Houston.
Yes.
My sister
lives literally around the corner from where the venue was.
So Stampede is in the north side of Houston. It was so much fun.
North side.
It was so much fun. It was, the weather was weathering. The people were peopling. It was gay as hell. Asher Havan, who won The Voice, he performed there. I met him. That was great. So I will have more information about them. Some of them might come on the show. I can't tell you who, but some might be on the show. Shout out to that.
Screaming. Not y'all can hear me chewing.
Mel NYC said, "Good morning, fellas. How are you doing this morning?" Aaron over there chewing on his potatoes, eggs, and toast. Aaron actually is a pork steak and eggs kind of girl because he will pull out a pork chop anywhere.
Yes.
BQAF, Butch Queen as fuck. I'm gonna send that to E and be like, and that's what the girls are saying. What Joe says, I told him to watch your YouTube. I just think Carlos King is the finest thing I have seen in a long time. So if he ever wants to chop it up, that is a good man, Savannah. Even though I hate that scene of the movie, but that is a good man.
Right? Because she was not talking about a good man.
She was definitely not. She was talking about an adulterer who had been cheating on Savannah with his wife and cheating on his wife with Savannah. It was a thing. He's just in a bad situation. Well, you fuck him then.
Well, you fucking marry him then, mama.
That was great. So, but now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Y'all know that we are on Substack. Our newsletter goes out every week. I will tell you that there is a whole new post today that you're going to love. This one is about a breakup I recently went through. I absolutely think that y'all should read it. One thing that I want to make sure that happens on our Substack is I want people to hear about regular love stories, regular sex stories. Everything ain't gonna look like porn, but I think that's important. We need to add that to the culture. So make sure you subscribe to our Substack. It is free. You get to read our content. You can tap into the comments. It's a whole thing. Then the guy from Say So TV did a response video to your review, his content. Did y'all see it? Did you see it? I didn't know that happened.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, Living Life 2024.
Thank you, Living Life 2024. I did not.
I'm over here like,
we got to find it. We'll find it during the break. Okay, so, of course, Tuesday happens. At Tuesdays and Thursdays, we go live here. And we have plans to change. This morning show vibe is vibing. And so we have plans to do more of it. Aaron, are you excited about the plans?
I
can't talk about them, but are you excited?
I'm excited about the plans. I'm looking forward to it. I have a lot to be excited about for this upcoming season. So I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. It's going to be great. And then, of course, our podcast is new every Wednesday. Why I'm Still Single and Okay With It. In addition to that, there is a whole new episode coming this particular Wednesday. In addition to Why I'm Still Single and Okay With It, for this episode, you can click on the screen and then you can watch it or listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You'll love it. And then, as I've said, our Thursday show is on hiatus. We have Dear Black Gay Men in the morning, but we do not have Thirsty Thursday at night because it's on hiatus until further notice. But we are coming back. It's just we got some plans in the works to make it happen. And remember, clicking the thing.
Oh. Okay.
And remember, the easiest way to support what we do here on Dear Black Gay Men is to join our YouTube channel as a member. Members get exclusive access to conversations, members only chat, behind the scenes content, and you can join me to chop it up on the show. Becoming a YouTube member is one of the easiest ways to support what we do here. Just hit the join button below this episode or send a super chat of any amount. And for all the latest updates, follow me everywhere at JAI the Gentleman. That concludes our church announcements. Please govern thyself accordingly. So, Aaron, we started the talk last week about Carlos King in the dating pool because he had been in a relationship for a very long time and now he's coming back. And I'm really excited to dive back into this conversation. He had a really good talk with Nene Leakes. The piece that we talked about yesterday, it made us go in so many different directions. Now, one question I got for y'all in the comments is, after the show, one of the biggest critiques is that we be bouncing all over the world with what we talk about. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think we need to stay focused?
I feel like we do stay focused, but I think that's the fun part of the show because we get to engage the people in the comments. And I feel like the comments kind of be its own show sometimes.
The comments definitely do be a vibe now.
Yes.
And so y'all let me know. For people watching live. Now, obviously, if you are watching this after we end the live, your input matters. We listen. We don't judge. But I'm really curious. Do you prefer, do you want us to like fly by the seat of our pants, or do you want us to stick to the topic at hand and not venture off of it? What do y'all prefer? Let us know in the comments. Cortez is a good thing. Mel NYC review says, I like it. Okay. So, the people are speaking. We will continue to listen. One of the biggest things, I will tell you this. So I work with a couple people who are looking to branch into like becoming a YouTuber or a podcaster. And one thing that I think we and the whole team here at Dear Black Gay Men do best is when y'all tell us something in the chat or in the comments, we really do listen. Like people, like there was a time where Dear Black Gay Men was 30 minutes long. People were like, this needs to be longer. We made it an hour. There's been a time where people want to come on the show and talk about stuff. Jordy says, I don't mind a little chaos. I was going to be like, I don't think we're chaotic. We are absolutely chaotic. We are absolutely chaotic. And I love it too. Okay. So you ready to jump in the review, Aaron?
I am.
All right. So this is a continuation of Carlos King's conversation with Nene Leakes on the Nene Leakes show. Let's check out what Aaron got queued up for us.
The thing, okay. So what you just said makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to start dating a person who may not be your type.
Right.
And then get to know them, because if you would have left the opportunity of dating Greg, you wouldn't have never met your soulmate, because your soulmate did not come in the packaging that you thought.
Yes.
And that's what I'm realizing. I'm now dating guys who are like in their 30s.
That's me.
I like a feminine boy.
That's me.
You do.
I like a feminine guy.
I can't imagine.
I know. I couldn't either.
Okay. So hear me out. What, for you, Aaron, what is your type?
So, okay.
Like, what is like the middle of your type?
The middle of my type is either as tall or taller than me.
Okay.
I like a thick man.
Like thick or thicker than you, or just thick in general?
Just thick in general. Like, I like me a thick man.
Are you flirting with me?
Shut up. God, Jesus. I like me a thick man.
Okay.
And I like a man, like, you know me. I'm kind of like super independent, always in control, always doing anything. If there is a man that can take over and do things, especially the things that I don't want to do.
Aaron, I think you're flirting with me.
Oh, shut up. And just do those things. I love it.
Okay.
I love a man that likes to laugh, because if we can't laugh, like, number one thing you're gonna do with me is laugh. We're gonna
Aaron is flirting with me, y'all.
I like a man that like to eat, and I like to cook for a man too. But if a man cooks for me, and it's good,
okay. So now that's like right in the middle of your type.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the are there any negotiables in that?
Of course.
Like what are some of the negotiables?
I like a thick man, but again, who says that the love of my life is gonna be thick?
Hold on, Mario, is that Mario? I like mine with a sugar, spice, and everything nice. Marlo says I like mine with sugar, spice, and everything nice. I think Marlo is flirting with me now.
Come on. Yeah, but so like for instance,
so you could be with a skinny man.
I could.
Like how skinny we talking? Like John Skinny?
I just muted my mic. Get out.
This is why you need to be on camera.
So they can see. Child, turn that off.
So for everybody who doesn't know, the regulars know that we have a team member named John and he's Twink Tech Support. Because John is a little bitty thing.
Yes. So
no shade to skinny boys. I like a little skinny boy too. But John, we're just using John as a point of reference.
So I don't think I would like someone as skinny.
Cortez Johnson says Aaron's flirting with me too.
I am Cortez. Don't worry.
Now Cortez is something to flirt with, right? Cortez kind of fine. I've met Cortez. Alexa, play Independent Woman for Aaron. Got it.
No, but for real though. Like I think for me, because of the things that I'm into, like if I date a skinnier man, he got to be strong because I like to throw a bitch around and I like to be thrown around. So
and you heavy-handed as fuck.
Exactly. So I need you to be able to tussle with me without, us being at Grady or
okay.
Emory.
So then if size is a negotiable, like what on your list is not negotiable? You like I cannot deal with somebody who is is not.
I would say definitely my faith. So like I want somebody that believe in God and believe in Jesus.
But you saying you couldn't thrive with an atheist or somebody who just is like I don't, or an agnostic?
It would take some adjustments. Then
it's not a non-negotiable. If you could adjust to it, that means it is legitimately negotiable.
It would have to be like, I just happened to not know that and I accidentally fell in love with you. And oh my God, I found out you was an atheist.
But what's the likelihood of that, Aaron? You are one of the hardest people to fall in to fall in love.
Yeah.
You are lovable, but it takes a lot for you to be like tripping over love.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all like that? Like it takes a lot for you to like get in love. Kevy Kev says Twink Tech Support. Kevy Kev is the one who gave him that name, I think. Robert Diaz says I like a short king. Something about him being 5'3" turns me on. I try to figure out a way to make it to where y'all are flirting with me, but clearly I'm not 5'3". Living Life 2024 says, I don't mind my man is a little thick, but because I'm fit and active, I need a man to be athletic. You can be thick and athletic. Like I think that I am thicker. I ain't thick, but I ain't thicker, but I'm in a gym 5 days a week.
Now I'm athletic. Like I will go out and play sports. I'll go out and play. I love volleyball. I love going to the pool. Don't ask me to walk on no hike. I'm not doing that. I got flat feet and
allergy problems.
Allergies, all of that. I'm not going.
Okay.
But I will go out and do some fun sporty stuff.
Okay, but now what Carlos is saying is people are so connected to their type that they're overlooking their Mr. Right. And Nene Leaks was with Greg Leaks. Mm-hmm. And Greg, rest his soul. Right. He is he wasn't her type per se, but that was her soulmate. Yeah. Do you think that we're missing out on love because we're so connected to our type?
I do think that you can miss out on love being so connected to a physical embodiment because so much of the physical can change.
Okay.
Like you can be so caught up on child, I want me a thick man or da-da-da-da-da and all of this stuff. Child, that man might be on Ozempic. You don't know. And his dosage might be running.
But what I find so interesting is, in my experience, the things that people are trying to lose are the things that so many of us are attracted to. I can't tell you how many thick girls are like, if I could just lose 10 pounds. And I will tell you,
it doesn't matter.
Those are usually the people that look so great in whatever size they are.
Yes, but I would say that it's never. So the thing is, while you can you can be attracted to that if they don't love themselves. Cortez, you ain't know Greg died? Child, that man been dead for like 3 years now, I think. 4 years.
Longer than that.
Yeah, he died, y'all. But yeah, I do think that you have to, if there is a problem, you know, some people might have body dysmorphia, some people might have other things, but it don't matter how much, nobody can love you into loving yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to love yourself. And so whatever journey they got to go on to find that self-love, you can't, no matter how much you love their features, they won't love that. They have to find that within themselves.
That's true. Yeah. Cortez, sorry to break it to you. Greg done died.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
That remind me of like a Ricky Smiley prank call.
Because your guy isn't, your past guy, he's not like that.
He wasn't.
He was so Kanye West, honey.
Kanye West.
I was really here for him. I almost took him from Carlos once.
She did. No, so that's the thing. You did.
He was nice and chocolate too.
My ex was nice and chocolate. He resembled Kanye West back in the Gold Digger era.
Yeah.
That era.
Yeah.
And he was masculine.
Yes.
So after we
I love that anytime we reference Kanye West, we're like, the good Kanye. We're not this bullshit we got now, like the old Kanye.
Yes. They talking about like what's that Dragons and Nightmares? Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I don't know what you talking about,
Whatever.
but I just know that Kanye
There's
has
an album that everybody always reference. They say pre this.
Cause when Kris Jenner got to that Kanye, he went batshit crazy. Mm-hmm. But let's go back.
I was dating guys who I felt matched that description.
And that's not
and it wasn't working out because it just wasn't working out. Mm-hmm. Then I said, let me try something different. Mm-hmm. I started dating men who are more feminine, light skinned. Can I show you one real quick?
Yeah, I don't really like light skinned guys. I'm not against y'all, but no, seriously, I am really like trying to really think outside the box. I'm not against light skinned guys. They're just not my thing. But if the right one approached me, you know,
the funny thing is, Nene had that one dude. Did you remember she was on Housewives? She went out there with that he
Italian
was like Italian or Middle Eastern or something.
On my Rolex, bitches is mad.
And I was like, okay. Now, as a chocolate man, I do believe that we are some of the sexiest people on earth. Again, no shade to a light-skinned man, but just, it's something about chocolatey chocolates. Robert Diaz says, sometimes your type is your trauma. And you are continuously trying to get this man's attention over and over again in a different body.
Ooh. Robert, you preaching right there.
I don't know if y'all can hear the feet on the floor, but Aaron just did a whole praise dance from you, Robert. Well, hold on now. The camera's attached to that.
Child,
you're shaking the table.
You know what that looks like.
But I do agree that for me, my type, it was absolutely a trauma response. I needed to get something out of my system, and I would date like people who, now it wasn't a physical type, it was, people who are emotionally unavailable because I wanted a project. I wanted to feel like I had to fix you and conquer you and do all the things. And the irony, because short story, I posted about how I used to have an anxious attachment style that I'm evolving out of. And my anxious attachment style was drawn to avoidant, emotionally unavailable men. And I had to grow my way out of that so that I could have a more secure attachment style.
I still need to take that quiz.
You should. There are several. Like there's dismissive avoidant, there is passive avoidant, there is anxious. There's a whole bunch of different kind of attachment styles that helped me understand where my trauma was. Thank you for that, Robert.
Now, did you see what Cortez said?
Joe says, nothing like a chocolate dark-skinned man. Absolutely. Marlo says, I'm light-skinned and like a chocolate king. Now, this is one thing I will say that's problematic. Can I be problematic for a second? There is while I love a chocolate man, there is something special about the color combination of bumping uglies with like a light skin man. Like seeing my dark skin and their light skin. I don't know why, but something about that does something for me.
I've never looked at it. Cause if I did, what's that movie with the two Ebony and Ivory? Yeah, no.
Now I wouldn't go as far like I don't get turned on by the color combo of interracial. But I do think like if you a light-skinned black man, like I like seeing the contrast of our skin tones as black men. Is that weird?
I don't think it's weird. It's just something I've never noticed. Like, cause my Jack Harrius, he was kind of lighter than me.
Like I notice colors all the time. Like I notice that every black man's dick is different color than his hand. Like if you watch somebody jacking off, their dick is always a different color than their hand.
Never noticed it.
Unless they're light. Cause light skinned men, it could be pink, it could be the same color, it could be brown, it could be a whole bunch of things. Like the dick color hand contrast is a thing for me as well. Is that weird?
No, that's not weird.
Maybe it's just because I like looking at dick. I am definitely into penis. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. I guess I do have to figure out
what you think of?
Let me see. Oh, he is like he's cute though. Wow. Hey, honey, how you doing? Call me. But he doesn't look feminine.
Well, no, there's a thing.
Okay. Okay. Why is this always the gesture for feminine?
Big TV, television, what we've been what's the word? Whatever brought to believe is a feminine man.
So I was watching reruns of Martin.
Oh Lord.
And there was this episode where Gina had this work colleague named Walter. And Walter was getting close to Gina, and Martin assumed that he was either trying to push up on Gina or that he was gay. And this was the gesture. And I was like, as problematic as this is, I really shouldn't be laughing, but it was hilarious how it came up. It was so problematic, but I just could not stop laughing. Cortez said the word is condition. I was like doubled over laughing because it was so funny. Fun fact, Walter wasn't trying to holler at Gina. Walter was trying to holler at Pam. Meanwhile, Pam trying to get with Tommy. It was
with no job.
It was just Tommy absolutely had a job.
I need season and episode number. Thank you.
Tommy, absolutely, because there was an episode where Tommy and Pam were together, and Tommy was doing a charity gig for his job.
That sounds like he ain't got no job.
He absolutely had a job.
Tommy
y'all let me know in the comments, because we're all black folks here, most of it, black or black adjacent. Did y'all believe Tommy had a job? I know Tommy had a job. I don't know that we ever saw it, but Tommy had a job.
I don't know.
Let's keep going.
We started hanging out, and then this is the thing with me. I'm not where I was at 25. At 45 years old, I'm such a leader.
45.
And
you're the leader.
I like to lead.
You like to lead, and I don't.
See, that's the thing. So
yeah.
I love spoiling my man.
I like to be spoiled.
See, that's what I like to show my dude a different experience and take charge. I pay for everything.
Oh, really? I need to date you. Shit.
Well, no, I think.
Okay, so this has actually come up in my life. So I have come to understand what he is describing isn't just love language. He's not just talking about, he's a gift giver. He is talking about dominance and submission. Do you think we have a good grasp of dominance and submission in our relationships?
I think that sometimes dominance and submission, like we jump to the conclusion of what it is before we understand that, like, what did Devin Barrington where he said in in relationships, it's more talking than anything, more conversations than anything. Mm-hmm. And I feel that dominance and submission in a relationship is really just figuring out, where do you want me to be strong? And where do I want you to be strong?
So G Smalls, he had a reel. If no one, if y'all don't follow him, G Smalls on Instagram. I think he might be on TikTok, but he's like the owner of Virgil's. He and his husband Juan did the Gentleman's Foundation. They are very prominent, and I respect everything about what they got going on. G Smalls said, "You will be frustrated in relationship until y'all decide, till you can have a clear agreement on who's in charge." Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Like, who's in charge, as in a very, like, there's one person in charge of everything?
He just said, who's in charge?
I think that who's in charge of what? Like, my thing is, like, I might need to be the one that's in charge of managing the household, where you might need to be the one that's in charge of the finances, because I will swipe a card faster than anything.
I think that's that concern right there is what stops a lot of Black men from engaging in the conversation. Really? Because we always want to jump to a conclusion that if I'm in charge, it means I got to be in charge of everything.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be in charge of everything. Don't put me in charge of everything. But also,
there are times where you got to be in charge because you just do it better.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. I feel like our in charge needs to be nuanced, specific and nuanced. Like, babe, I need you to handle the finances because I'm horrible at it.
But I still think that there is one person that's more often than not in charge. For instance, I have a very dominant personality. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, I am in charge in relationships because just the nature of the beast, and that's where I feel most comfortable. And I'm attracted to people who can respect my in-chargeness. Yeah. But does that mean that I'm going to rule with the iron fist? No, I'm not ruling anything. Everything is a collaboration. Mm-hmm. But I do feel as if a part of the relation, like it's a good 60-40 split. Mm-hmm. We collaborate, we brainstorm. This is what works for us. My job is to execute it. That's what I feel works for me.
No. I think for me, it should, because we are two men, or even just two people in relationships, from what I've seen in relationships and what works, and what I've seen works, I see that it's like, you know what, hey, we need to do this. Like, I need to do this.
Give me an example of what this could be.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to tell too much because this is about somebody else's relationship.
Okay.
Okay. So, in growing up, my mother was an accountant. Like, she does accounting stuff now, right? Mm-hmm. She was a operations.
My mom was an accountant major as well. Yes. She got a master's in it.
Exactly. So my mother, it makes sense for my mother to be in charge of the finances. Like, going through their finances with a fine-tooth comb, seeing how much did they spend on groceries this week? How much can they afford to spend next week? How much was the light bill last month? Oh, we need to pull down our energy usage because we don't be running that AC all day. Like, that's what she did, and it made sense for her to go through that with a fine-tooth comb.
But was she in charge of it? Because my mother was very similar. My mother, accounting major, she could budget her way into $2 billion if she needed to. She's really good at it. But at the end of the day, she still sat down with her husband, my daddy, and she would say, this is what I think we should do. And she would rely on him to make the decision.
So here's how things worked at my house. My dad would call my mom and say, Donna, I want to do this. We got enough money for that? When I was out shopping with my mom
is that her expertise, or is that her being in charge?
I don't know. I just know that he called LaDonna Malvo and said,
because he relied on her good counsel.
But when LaDonna Malvo went out shopping, she didn't call Tony.
Okay, well, that's your parent. But so in my head, for instance, like when I find my person, Yes, regardless of what the thing is. For instance, I dated a flight attendant. He travels 1,000 times more than I do, right? Mm-hmm. So when we planned a trip to go to, somewhere, I'll be like, hey, do you think we should stay here? Here. What hotel do you think we should stay at? What airline should we fly? Because he got flight benefits. All those things. I'm relying on his good counsel, but he's also respecting me to execute the plan.
Oh, see, I feel like that's situational. If I was in a relationship with a flight attendant, I'd be like, plan our trip.
But even so, you are making that decision. You in charge, even though your job is delegating it to somebody else. Like here, I am in charge.
Yeah.
Everything that we do, but I still call Aaron and be like, Aaron, I want to do this. What you think? And I don't think there's any dispute that I'm in charge because my name on everything.
Exactly.
But I still rely on good counsel. And when I get there, 9 times out of 10, I got to make the final decision. But you still managing the project.
That's true.
And I think that's what works for us here. Go through some of these comments because we talking and they talking about a whole bunch of stuff.
Let's see. I'm scrolling up.
Hey, Dwayne.
First of all, Marlo said they do not agree with you that Tommy had a job. He did not. They said he was a street pharmacist and a pusher.
Got it. Okay, so, Jay Rivera. Is that the same? No.
Yeah, that's Jay Rivera.
Just with a different picture?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I spoil the men whom I dated, but so rarely reciprocate. All of these guys don't reciprocate, and I think dominance and submission is in ebbs and flows in romance. Jay, let me ask you this. Are you in a relationship? I'm not discounting what you're saying, but I am curious how people that are actually succeeding in relationship would weigh in on that same topic. This is Dwayne. I know who this is, but he says, I think I naturally take charge, but not intentionally, but naturally. I think I am very intentional with how I take charge. I don't. I'm a lady, but I'm hyper dominant unless I'm eating that ass. Marlo says, I love this profile picture. Marlo says, a balance is good. I like a dom bottom, but also like to charge when needed. Like, babe, let's change your oil. LOL. And see, I think that now, granted enough, some of those very, very traditional masculine roles are, Panther asks, are you in charge of the bills? Yes. For instance, my last significant relationship, if there's more comments you can put on. My last significant relationship was with the dude that we called Joe on the show. Alante Elliott, I agree, but I think it's fluid based on our strengths and sometimes we swap. Agreed. Okay, my last significant relationship, he would say that he was submissive. I was absolutely in charge of our finances. Now, did he have to ask my permission to spend money? No, because he had his own separate bank account. But he trusted that we had a very heteronormative relationship. I brought home the bacon. I made sure the rent was paid, the light bills, all the things. If we went somewhere, the swap was he was a bus driver and he worked in retail. So if we went somewhere, odds are he was driving because he didn't drink as much and he don't mind driving places. But I was the one changing oil and getting gas and washing cars and all of those things. Kevin Kev says, I agree with being in charge of different aspects of the relationships, but in control of everything, no. What is the difference, Aaron, between being in charge versus being in control?
When I hear in control, it sounds way too 1960s heteronormative. And I think having one person in control, at the end of the day, it sounds like the one person who's bringing in the money is in control.
I don't think that.
And so, like, I think that because we live in a society where if both of us going to work and both of us bringing in money and contributing this, I feel like we have to share the responsibility.
Well, the funny thing is, and I'll tell this little piece of the story. I hope I'm not putting too much business out. But what helped me get over this who brings in the money is because here at Dear Black Gay Men, Dear Black Gay Men is my only source of income. This is my job every single day. However, most of the people on the team make significantly more money than I do.
Yeah.
Yet we find a way to respect everybody's contributions to the team first, and they still know I'm in charge.
Yeah, because this is okay.
Y'all ain't making money and contributing it here.
Exactly. That's why I'm just like, we value each other's contributions because our contributions, we have good boundaries to know what we contribute here.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And so it looks like, my thing is, I think, I'm not gonna go too much in. Let me scroll through these comments. I felt like
Eric was about to tap on something. He was about to tap into something.
My thing is, I don't mind sharing responsibility or things. Like, again, I said, who knows? I might end up making more money than my partner. I might end up making less money than my partner. But I know that I don't need to be in charge of finances. Either it's going to be you or we hiring an accountant.
Alante Elliott just said, being in charge means being responsible for executing. Being in control means you don't have to consult with anyone. I like that.
That's good.
And that is one of the reasons why again, in my relationships, I thrive being in charge. For give you another example, like the other day, somebody that I'm interested in asked me to, I won't tell you what they asked me for because it's kind of sensitive. But when you ask me to do something, my job is to execute it. Now, the flip side of that, and y'all can tell me if I'm toxic here, but you can't micromanage how I execute the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask me to bring you something to eat, sure, I might be like, well, what do you want? But you can't then turn around and be like, well, go this way and get this. And you can't micromanage how I get it.
Yeah.
My mom, for instance, I had to go over her house because she needed something chopped down. She had a snake in the front yard and she needed a bush chopped down. Your job is to ask me to get this snake.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me how to do it. And I had to be like, hey, lady, you can either do it yourself or you can let me do it. But we ain't both out here going. And she was like, oh, okay. And you know what she did? She went inside and sat down.
Yes. Now, I agree, because that's not, at that point, if you're going to ask me, if you're going to delegate it to me and then try to tell me and micromanage how I do it, I'm going to question you on whether I'm your husband or your assistant. And then I'm also going to send you an invoice for the work.
Get out of town, Aaron. Get out of town.
No.
You like, I got your email.
Right.
Hey, here's my Zelle information. Got it.
Exactly.
Got it. Dwayne says I updated my name and pro and pic just for you, Jay. And Aaron.
I see the name, but I don't see the new picture.
Put up a message from Dwayne and see if his picture's different. No, pictures are still the same. Kev says DBGM job, work relationship, not romantic relationship, big difference. Yes. Okay, I'll concede to that. Jay says I'm not being toxic. Thank you. Now, when Cortez put that message, that comment up from Cortez, let a man be a man. I will tell you one thing. I think the hardest part for gay men is being able to let a man be a man, because the question becomes, if I'm letting you be a man, then what does that make me then?
Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like I'm secure in myself to where if I relinquish control, like, for instance, I relinquish control to my best friend Aaron. We got the same name. My best friend Aaron.
Well, your name is Aaron, but okay.
Yes. So I asked Aaron to plan a trip for me, right? Because I know that is her strength, and I know I've gone on trips with her. So I know that we like, some of the similar things.
Yeah.
And I don't have to micromanage her through it. Came back and she had planned 4 beautiful trips for me with PowerPoints and everything, price points, all the things. And I was like, perfect. And I would even go further and say, like, girl, do you want to book this for me? She don't want to do that because she's not trying to be no travel agent. She was like, I'll make the beautiful itinerary, but I'm not gonna do that. But it's like, I can trust her to do that. And I feel that in a relationship, before you start delegating or determining who's in charge and all that stuff, you do have to develop that trust, because that trust is key. That too. To delegate, or not just delegating, because delegating is like me giving something to somebody. The thing is that I have to be able to release it first.
you have to be able to release it. And I think that is directly in line with what Cortez said, let a man be a man. But I think in addition to you have to be able to trust them, you got to be able to trust yourself and be secure enough that letting this man be a man does not make you less of a man.
Yes.
You can be a man and let him be a man too.
Yerp.
So, Snatch by D, I just want to say hello since y'all don't be seeing me here. Great conversation. Thank you. Dwayne says, when a backseat driver gets on my nerves, if you want me to do it, just trust my judgment.
Oh,
exactly.
I used to be a real bad backseat driver.
Yes, but you did.
Hush. I was in the car with one of my friends recently, and I was like, instead of being like, oh, you should get over, I was like, hey, are you following the GPS, or do you know like a different back way or something like that?
But why does that matter?
Because they were about to miss their exit.
So?
I mean, they could just miss their
exit. If the end result is get there safely, then why does any part of the process matter?
Because we were going to the movies and I didn't want to miss the previews.
You can just say, hey, can you get us there on time?
No.
But at the time,
because
here's the gotcha. Here's the gotcha. When you get in my car and I'm driving, I don't need you doing nothing. Worry about this aux cable. Worry about this playlist. Let me drive.
I guess.
Which is also one of the reasons why very rarely do people ride with me, because you notice when I'm in the car, I'm in my phone.
You're not paying attention.
I'm in the back seat. I might be asleep. But the second that I'm in the driver's seat, let me drive.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. We got a couple more. We got a couple ways to go in this. Great conversation, though.
Have you ever slept with a woman?
No.
Oh, well, you ain't finna date no woman now at 45. You done.
I think I'm done.
Oh, you ain't finna date a woman. That's for sure.
I like.
Do you want to have a baby? Because you don't have to date a woman to have a baby. What if you and your partner wanted to have a baby?
So my ex wanted
to be a parent. Yeah.
And before we broke up, maybe a year before we broke up, we had a real conversation. Mm-hmm. And he said, I want to be a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, wow.
And then I said, I will retire you.
Okay.
I'll pay for everything.
Oh.
I'll give you an allowance.
Retire you.
So that he's able to like do what he wanted to do.
Allowances.
So he would have been on my payroll. And his
you
job.
Generous, hon. I got to find one of my friends to date you.
Well, the thing, you got any?
I have some now.
Are they?
I'm sitting right here,
You
Carlos.
want them to be in their 30s. You want them to be young.
They don't have to be in their 30s, though.
Oh, they don't. But you do like younger.
I like who...
You like who likes you, because that's what we're doing. You got to like who likes you, right? But I got a couple people.
Do you really?
Yeah. Do you mind if they're taller than you?
No.
It doesn't matter about the height.
No, because...
Okay, real quick. Mm-hmm. So now, this adds a whole different topic to the chat. Could you be in a situation, like a kept situation? Like stay-at-home dad or stay-at-home spouse? Could you be there?
Hell yes.
Really?
Like, okay, let's see. Oh, actually. So if I had to give this up and be a stay-at-home dad and raise some crumb snatchers.
What if it's your crumb snatcher, though?
Child, crumb snatchers are crumb snatchers, okay?
Do you want kids?
Not really.
And see, I've outgrown that. Now that I'm an uncle, I've absolutely outgrown the idea that I want
feel like
kids.
I'm a good stepdad.
I'm an amazing uncle.
Yeah, amazing. Same. I'm a great uncle, stepdad. But yeah, I don't know if I would basically make my pride and joy, my efficiency, my problem solving, and I would take all of those skills and just pour that into children. No, I don't think I could do that.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
I probably could. Like all of my siblings say that I would be a great father. I just don't want to be.
Now, do you want me to manage the nanny and the chef and everybody, and I be in charge of making sure they got what they need before I go to work? Yeah, great. I could do that.
I just think I couldn't be in a situation where I'm giving up so much independence.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the second that you're the one giving me the money, you can also be the one to tell me what to do with the money. And I could never be there. But
and I
also,
think it just, again, trust.
But the irony is I could put somebody on my payroll. Like I could put someone on the payroll here and give them a lot. Not grand enough. Not now, because we ain't as big as We ain't Carlos King yet. I ain't got I ain't got shows on TV on OWN and everywhere yet. But I could put somebody on my payroll. It's just I don't know that I would be comfortable in the reverse of that, no matter how much money they made.
But it's the trust, because you know that if you put somebody on your payroll, you're not going to sit over here and dictate how they spend their money.
I wouldn't care at all.
Yeah,
long as because if you're on my pay, clearly I'm taking care of the bills at the house. So do you, boo? But I wouldn't be able to trust you to give me the autonomy that I would give you.
I'm going to tell you, I just saw a report that shows that stay-at-home moms and like domestic work is valued at a minimum $60K a year.
And I wouldn't think that's enough.
Oh, hell no. But that's where they're saying, like, when you look at the value, look at how people say they want their wife to be a stay-at-home wife or whatever. It's like, baby, that comes with a stipend. That's a salary.
I just don't. I have two concerns with that. The first is A, I could not be the recipient of the stay-at-home ishness. And B, I don't know that I could date somebody that is okay staying somewhere with no outlet. Like your whole life is me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm even attracted to someone who can be that dependent, because that is a dependence on a level. Like if every dollar that comes through your hand got to come through mine first, you are depending on me. And I don't know that I would want you to ever be in that situation.
So when I was growing up, at one point, my mother was a stay-at-home mom. It was very short-lived.
My grandmother was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. And so like my mom eventually landed in Mary Kay. And that's how, like,
that's how your skin's so beautiful now, honey.
Exactly. Honey. Exactly. But that's how she landed in Mary Kay. That's how she found Mary Kay, because it's just like, I feel like knowing who both of my parents were workaholics. So knowing who my mom is, I know she got bored as hell. As soon as the bus left for school, she was like, oh, these niggas gone now.
The funny thing is, I don't know that my mother is a workaholic, but I've never known her to not have a job.
Yeah. Like
my mom is retired, living her best life. She still got a little side gig doing accounting at her church. That is way past retirement age and still get up to go to work. Stay at home, mom, dad is work, $100K a year at least. In this economy, even that's a little low. Kevin Kev says, in today's job market with tons of remote positions, you can easily stay at home, parent, and still work. I don't know about that.
As long as your kids taking their ass to school, but then in the summertime,
but like stay at home, like with small children, I don't know that that's a tenable situation. But I do agree that there are ways for you to have some type of, because in those instances, I don't think the concern is, can you make money? I think the concern is, do you have an outlet?
So Marlo is the one in the chat who says they would
be a house husband for sure. Okay. I mean, again, no shade to anybody's decisions. It's just, I don't know that would work for me. So, of course, that was our review. Now, this was a great conversation. I hope this was on point enough for the comments, because, the people be reading us for going all over the globe with the conversation. But if you want to watch the full episode of the Carlos King Nene Leak Show featuring Carlos King, the link is in the description. Audio in and out. Is our audio going in and out? I hear us fine.
Oh no.
For those who don't know, like, I can hear. Right. Question for the chat.
Oh, they say something is going on with the audio.
Is it us? I mean, is it you or is it me? While you're working that out, question for the chat and for you, Aaron. If you call him daddy, what do you expect him to call you?
Oh, that's a slippery slope. Because don't call me son or no shit like that.
But seriously, what do you call somebody who you call daddy?
They could call me baby, babe, some other pet name, some shit. If we being real disrespectful, you can call me slut.
Okay. Okay, so this happened. I am single, right? And so somebody is in the DMs because I give daddy vibes, and I do like being called daddy. So you can just drop a daddy in the chat, or a sir or something like that, and I will fully engage with you. But I was genuinely curious, what do I call you in return? Because I am ancestrally bothered by the idea of calling someone boy or son, or whatever the reverse of daddy is. Y'all let me know in the comments, if you call him daddy, what are you expecting him to call you? Are there any comments coming?
Panther says, call me good boy.
A good boy. Okay. Now I have no problem calling someone boy, good boy, all those, but I need enthusiastic consent for that. I don't mind Lil Daddy. Okay, I can dig that.
No, that was it. They the folks were saying that our audio was going in and out. But other folks are saying just refresh the page and it's word.
So I did when I posted this, when I tell you we got so many comments.
Really?
So many. I'm trying to find it. I took a little video to show y'all. It was like hundreds of comments.
What? Okay.
Of people responding to it.
Are you seeing the comments coming? Oh, Panther said, yes.
I love to be called slut or whore. Now, is this regular, like in regular passing? Or is this in a sexual situation?
I mean, I'm talking about during sex.
Well, what about just,
Actually, so me and one of my friends, we playfully call each other whore and slut and things like that. So
like,
I feel like...
Y'all see this?
Oh, wow.
So many... people were having so many issues. Okay, let me tell you what some of the people said. Somebody said baby boy is my favorite. Zaddy with a Z is the opposite of daddy with a D. What do you think about that?
I think I'm more comfortable with Zaddy, but I still feel like it's a slippery slope.
I feel like the way my manhood is set up, I couldn't call somebody else a Zaddy.
Really? Why not?
Because that feels like that's what you should be calling me.
Oh, okay. So you identify as the Zaddy in the relationship, and there's only room for one.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody said mommy, baby, baby doll, baby love. Big booty bitch came up a couple times.
Well, okay. I don't know if I go with mommy, but Lil Mama, like if you call me Lil Mama, I don't know. How do I feel about Lil Mama? Somebody that's in the chat always be calling people Lil Mama and Sweet Pea, which I think is hilarious.
Somebody said, you tell me.
Oh,
like you can figure it out between each other. Now I will tell you, the only words that I have ancestral issues with is boy. Like I can call you a good boy, but just know that somewhere in the mix, I'm gonna need enthusiastic consent to use that language with you. I would not just fly off the handle. Like you can call me daddy all you want, but in order for me to call you boy, I'm gonna be like, are you okay with this? All the things. Mm-hmm. But that was our show. You ready?
I am ready.
Yep. I think it's time to go. I'm very excited. Ooh. We have new music. I won't tell y'all why, but we have new music. That was our show. This has been Dear Black Gaming in the Morning. Remember, we are live every Tuesday and Thursday. The podcast is new tomorrow on Wednesday, and I got a good one lined up for you. I appreciate you more than I can express. I will talk to you next time. Bye.